The Gorath had long considered themselves lords of the spiral arms. Their ships were forged in the hearts of neutron furnaces, their weapons could carve continents from orbit, and their arrogance stretched farther than their borders. When they looked upon humanity, latecomers, fragile, still growing into the stars, they saw only prey dressed in diplomacy. The colony of Seren 6 was chosen. It was not strategic. It was not wealthy. It was chosen because it was easy. 20,000 humans lived there, farmers, miners, children. Easy targets. The Gorath descended without warning. Orbital batteries tore through the sky, burning cities in seconds. Whole lakes boiled. The laughter of alien officers filled the channels as their soldiers marched through the ashes. They broadcast images of human civilians kneeling in the dirt, families executed in lines. "This is your warning," the Gorath High Command declared across open galactic frequencies. "Earth is weak. Obey or burn." The galaxy watched, silent. Most believed the Gorath were right. Humanity would endure the humiliation, bury their dead, and retreat behind treaties and tired words. But those who truly knew humans would never have made that mistake. The feast of arrogance, the Gorath feasted on their victory. Their warlords raised chalices of stolen wine, praising the ease with which they had shattered a human colony. They mocked Earth in their forums. These mammals speak of honor, of restraint. They will send envoys. They will beg. Their ships paraded through neutral space, banners flashing Seren 6 coordinates as trophies. They turned the massacre into entertainment, feeding holovids of terrified human faces into theaters across their empire. The Gorath Senate convened, declaring the operation proof that humanity was no threat, just another species too enamored with peace to understand power. Yet, within their laughter, within their certainty, they failed to notice something crucial. Humanity did not speak, no condemnation. No desperate pleas, no diplomats racing across the stars to beg forgiveness. The humans vanished from the councils, withdrew their envoys, and closed their gates. And in that silence, the galaxy grew uneasy, the weight of silence. The weeks that followed were marked not by human retaliation but by absence. No ships left Earth, no colonies transmitted requests for aid. Human trade fleets ceased their routes. It was as if the species had held its breath. Other civilizations whispered, perhaps humanity was paralyzed. Perhaps they were too fractured, too young, too afraid. The Gorath laughed louder, but unease wormed its way through their ranks, because silence is not weakness. Silence is waiting, and humans have always known how to wait. When their patience broke, the galaxy discovered the difference between stillness and submission. The silence breaks. It began with shadows. Long-range patrols on the edges of Gorath space simply vanished. No distress signals, no wreckage, just absence. Then, a convoy of Gorath warships returned, crawling into harbor. Hulls shredded, crews broken, whispering the same word: Earth. The galaxy strained for details, but humanity did not boast. They did not announce vengeance. They simply acted. Across the void, black armored fleets emerged from hidden slipstream corridors. Ships humanity had never shown to the galaxy before. Dreadnoughts the size of cities. Carriers whose wings released storms of interceptors. Cruisers with hulls coated in adaptive stealth alloys that bent light itself. On the frequencies once used for trade, a single human transmission appeared, translated into every galactic tongue. "You murdered our children. You silenced their laughter. Now we answer." And the Gorath laughed no longer. The Tempest unleashed. The first retaliation struck Gorath Prime's outer defenses. Hundreds of orbital stations, fortresses that had guarded their core for centuries, fell in hours. Human kinetic bombardments rained from orbit with pinpoint precision, each strike carving firestorms into alien cities. Gorath fleets rushed to respond, confident in their numerical superiority. They met silence first, jamming fields that devoured communication. Then came the storm. Human ships erupting from slipspace like thunderheads, formations tighter and deadlier than anything the galaxy had ever seen. The battles were not battles. They were executions. Human rail cannons tore through capital ships as if they were paper. Swarms of drone fighters overwhelmed enemy squadrons, their coordination perfect, guided by artificial intelligences that spoke in code beyond alien comprehension. Every Gorath tactic failed, every maneuver countered before it even began. The galaxy watched as an empire built on arrogance began to crumble in days. And still, the humans did not speak. Fire beyond suns. When humanity finally descended on the Gorath homeworld, The sky itself darkened. Fleets so vast they blotted out the stars orbited in silence, their weapons glimmering like the eyes of gods. The Gorath population, once proud and untouchable, looked up and trembled. The bombardment did not come at once. Instead, human forces targeted their shipyards, their supply chains, their command structures. They dismantled the empire with surgical cruelty. Cities were spared at first, as if humanity wished to demonstrate restraint. But when surviving Gorath commanders broadcast defiance, mocking Earth yet again, the restraint ended. Orbital strikes burned landscapes into glass. Storms of tungsten rods fell like divine hammers, splitting mountains, igniting oceans. It was said from space that the human assault looked like suns being born upon the Gorath homeworld. Bright, merciless, and endless. Compared to human rage, alien suns were pale and cold. The end of arrogance, the Gorath screamed across the channels, pleading for alliances for intervention. None came. The galaxy had already learned the lesson. Those who raised their hand against Earth would be broken. Entire Gorath fleets attempted surrender. Humanity accepted none. Too much blood had been spilled. Too many children had died on Seren 6. The humans marched. Their soldiers, armored like shadows, faces hidden, voices mechanical, descended upon the capital cities. Streets turned into rivers of ash. Monuments toppled. Warlords were dragged from their thrones. Not a single human soldier spoke to the defeated. Not a taunt, not a curse, not a victory cheer. Only the silence of execution. The galaxy shivered. Because there was no fury more terrifying than vengeance delivered without a word. Ashes and silence. When the war finally ended, there was no treaty. There was no declaration of victory. There was only absence. The Gorath Empire no longer existed. Their fleets were wreckage, their worlds silent ruins, their names spoken only in hushed tones. Humanity did not claim their territory. They did not plant flags. They left the ruins as a monument, a scar carved into the stars, a warning written in ash. And then they went silent again. Whispers. Across the stars, civilizations across the galaxy whispered, "Do not provoke Earth. Do not test their patience. Their silence is not peace. It is a storm waiting to rise." Merchants avoided Seren 6's ashes, treating it as sacred ground. Diplomats deferred to human envoys, terrified of what might happen if they disrespected them. Children across alien worlds grew up with a new bedtime story. The humans who said nothing, until they spoke with fire. Because everyone now understood, humanity's silence is vast. Their patience is deep. But when broken, when their vengeance is stirred, they raise storms greater than alien suns. And those storms never end until the galaxy itself trembles.